Coming up on First Local, the challenges of a career in nursing. And the Gators show some bite. Hi, I'm Allison Ansley with First Local for Thursday, January 13th. Police are asking for help to find a Mississauga man missing since Monday. 49-year-old Calervo Alto was last seen Monday afternoon around 1 p.m. near Britannia East and Dixie. Anyone with information is asked to contact Peel Police or Crime Stoppers. Meanwhile, the man still wanted for the murder of Brampton's Amrita Singh may never be found after the tsunami in Sri Lanka. 20-year-old Singh was killed after several bullets were shot through her front door in Brampton last March. Police believe Vijay Manikavasagar, also known as Bullet, escaped to Sri Lanka soon afterwards. Canadian investigators have been working through Interpol to find him, but admit Sri Lankan authorities are probably too busy following last month's disaster to look for the first-degree murder suspect. 5 other men have already been arrested and charged in Singh's death. Police believe organized groups are involved in a series of check-writing scams operating in our area. In some cases, legitimate checks are being stolen and the payee is altered. The checks are often deposited into new accounts opened using false ID. In another scam, businesses and individuals advertising items for sale are contacted by scammers offering a check for more than the price, asking the victim to return the overpayment by money order. If you've been defrauded or if you want to learn more about how to protect yourself, contact the Peel Police Fraud Bureau. And if you've ever wondered whether Crime Stoppers really works, here's your hard evidence. Crime Stoppers led police to Douglas Moore, a known pedophile who became the prime suspect in 3 local murders. Moore committed suicide while in custody last spring, but Crime Stoppers' tips helped investigators unravel the mysteries that led to the disappearance and murder of all 3 victims. More than 1,400 Crime Stoppers tips resulted in 62 arrests. Crime Stoppers tips also led to the seizure of $9.5 million worth of illegal drugs and helped police recover more than $162,000 worth of property. Now that the holidays and our busiest shopping season are over, many people are suffering from a hangover of debt. But as bad as it is, you can dig your way out.
Well, that's a difficult question. A lot of people are overzealous in their holiday shopping. I guess what I'd say is it depends on the individual as how they deal with that. Credit card's a great tool, and if it's used like any tool properly, it's a really good instrument to have. But if you can't pay your balances off on a monthly basis, it costs you money. And credit cards have all different rates of interest charged. I would say that take all free cash flow that you have and try to put it against that balance. If it looks like the balance can't be paid off in a reasonable time, you might want to look at going to your friendly banker and arranging a better rate for a personal line of credit or something of that nature. And the bank rate's about 4 1/4, and some bank cards are charging 19 to 5. Actually, there's a tool Industry Canada has. It's called the Credit Card Cost Calculator, and I think that people would find it interesting. You punch in your basic balance, monthly balance, and it gives you all the various charges that your bank card will charge you, and give you an idea of what you're going to have to pay in a year. I guess the best thing they could do is plan for the expense and put away money through the year so they have the cash available when Christmas comes. And the same as any major purchase you're going to make. That's something you know is going to come every year, so you should plan for that money to be set aside. And same as you would do for any purchase that you might make in a financial plan.
If you like the idea of enjoying live musical entertainment while helping out the tsunami relief effort, don't miss Songs of Support in Georgetown this weekend. Musical performers include the Georgetown Children's Chorus, Lisa and Pat Timney, Christopher Dawes, and the GDHS Jazz Band. That's Sunday afternoon at 2 at the Georgetown Christian Reformed Church. Donations to the Canadian Red Cross tsunami relief effort will be accepted at the door. Here now is your first look at weather, and hopefully you had a chance to enjoy today's incredibly mild spring-like weather because things are about to change. Light snow overnight with a brisk northwest wind up to 30 kilometers an hour, and that's going to contribute to the wind chill. We should be waking up to cloudy periods and much colder weather. In fact, the morning temperature around -4 will actually drop to about -6 in the afternoon, And those west winds up to 30 clicks again will make it feel about minus 14 degrees, so a very dramatic change from today. The sun set tonight at 5:03 and the sun will rise tomorrow at 7:49. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up, and there is much more still ahead on First Local, so please stay with us. Now, if you have a comment about First Local, if you have a story idea that you'd like to suggest, here's how to reach us. You can phone us at 905-270-2124. You can fax us at 905-848-2831. Email us at firstlocalpeel@rci.rogers.com, or send us a snail mail at 3573 Wolfdale Road in Mississauga, postal code L5C3T6.
And now, the Flanagan Report with Ted Flanagan.
Are you going to be retired for 35 years? When the Canadian Pension Plan was introduced in the 1960s, people retired at 65 and most men lived to 67 years old. Today, the average male lives to 78, and that age is rising. Many people live past 100 years old. How much money do you think you need to support your lifestyle for that long when you no longer earn money working? Decide what the figure is. Look at what your annual income will be when you retire from current company pension, Canadian Pension Plan, and old age security. Will this be enough, or do you need more savings? The Canadian government has given us the Registered Retirement Savings Plan as a vehicle to save for our retirement needs. This account has its restrictions, but all growth and compounding inside it is tax deferred, and that means your investments will grow more quickly than in an account that's taxed. Everyone that works can have an RSP, and even if your pension income will be sufficient, you may find an RSP of value for deferring taxes on your investments. Your contribution limit was sent to you with last year's income tax assessment after you filed your return. It is what we call RSP season, and it's important to remember that the RSP contribution deadline for 2004 is March 1st, 2005. It's also good advice to talk to an investment advisor to make sure that your retirement plan is on track and that the investments that you hold inside your plan are suitable for you. From a lifestyle point of view, many people are choosing to work past 65 for the same reason they worked through their lives. They like working. I have a friend that continues to run his company at 81, and I know of a 100-year-old investment advisor. Contribute to your RSP because it works. Continue to work if you want, because you can. And if you have any questions on this subject or have a subject you'd like discussed, contact me at The Flanagan Report.
To contact Ted Flanagan at The Flanagan Report, email your question or comment to firstlocalpeel@rci.rogers.com or contact our viewer response line at 905-897-3994.
Welcome back. It's a good time to be a nursing student since nurses are hard to come by these days. First Local's Andre DaCosta followed a Sheridan nursing student to learn more about the challenges faced by this much needed but not always appreciated group of professionals.
Hi, my name is Gretel. I'm a Sheridan student, fourth semester. And
Nursing can be a difficult job, but Sheridan College fourth semester nursing student Gretel Wallace-Skews feels that she is up to the task. She has spent 25 years in the healthcare field and believes that she is ready to make the step into nursing.
1980. I've upgraded pretty much every 2 years since then. They've brought Healthcare 8, Healthcare 8 2 and 3, and then the end of 89, I took the PSW. So yeah, this is the next step for me, and the next step in the progress of getting to do nursing.
Gretel's previous work in the field has prepared her for nursing so that she can see her patients as people rather than numbers on a chart.
I'm comfortable, I've noticed, in providing care because I have been in nursing homes, been in situations where I've taken care of people. So I'm better able to not only provide the physical care, but to give a lot of emotional care and smile through horrendous situations.
She has always enjoyed working in healthcare, and the crowding in waiting rooms means that nurses are in serious need. With nurses like Gretel entering the healthcare workforce in Ontario, hopefully this will ease the strain on our emergency rooms. In Brampton, I'm Andre DaCosta for First Local.
And speaking of emergency services, we're hearing a lot of dire warnings lately about the availability of ambulances because paramedics can be tied up for long periods of time, offloading patients at hospital emergency departments, where, as we all know, there is very often a very long wait for active care. John Flynn is Assistant Deputy Chief with Peel Regional Ambulance Services, and he has been a paramedic for many years. Welcome. Now, in Peel Region, how many ambulances do we actually have available?
We have 28 peak vehicles on a 24-hour basis to respond in the community.
And so the peak period of time is when?
From approximately 11 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay. Now, in terms of response time, we have these vehicles available, but how many would be tied up typically if you urgently needed an ambulance?
Well, depending on the time of the day and the peak demand, it varies. So depending on what vehicles are tied up, we would bring resources in from other parts of the region to respond to the calls that were being dispatched.
Okay, so we're hearing, for instance, in Toronto that response time is something that everybody is concerned about, and it ranges from about 40 to 82 minutes. And what are we dealing with here?
Well, our 911 response time in the community to respond to a 911 call is 11.3 minutes. Our offload delay time is approximately 82 minutes.
Oh, okay, of course. So, sorry, that's what I was talking about, actually. So, typically then, you were telling me earlier that the gold standard for reaching a patient, for an ambulance reaching a patient, is 9 minutes, and we're averaging 11 minutes right now.
8 minutes, yes, that's correct.
But once the paramedics reach the emergency department, then we're talking about, on average, a little over 80 minutes.
That is correct.
So, I'm sure that lots is being done to try to shorten that wait time.
Yes, we're working with our partners in the communities. We're working with the District Health Council and the Charge Nurse Group, and we meet with them on a regular basis to establish protocols, and we've implemented those protocols to ensure that our paramedics working with the emerge staff can offload patients in a timely manner.
And what sorts of things could be done to help free up the paramedics' time so that they can help the next people?
Well, what we're doing is streamlining the process so that our patients can get fast-tracked accordingly based on the treatment they've received in the community, that when they present to us, they may be at one level, and when they arrive at the hospital, their symptoms have decreased, and therefore they do not have to have our direct supervision when they're in the hospital.
So in that case, would a hospital staff member perhaps be able to take over so that the paramedics can then go on to their next call?
Yes, the patient would be triaged, given a full report, given the information that we obtained in the field, and then we would be released if they could take responsibility of that patient.
Okay, and how effectively do you think that these sorts of or how effective do you think these changes could be? What's your goal in terms of reducing that waiting time?
Obviously, the goal is to not have any offload delays so that the resources are available in the community 100% of the time.
Okay, well, that's very comforting to know. It's nice to know that our best interests are being considered and worked on right now. So thank you. That is John Flynn from Peel Regional Ambulance Services. And now we're going to have a quick look at the 5-day forecast. Of course, it was very warm, but that's about to change. Much colder tomorrow with afternoon temperatures around -6, and that will feel more like -14 with the wind chill. The wind chill shouldn't be a factor on the weekend, but temperatures remain around -7, -8 with a few isolated flurries expected for Sunday. Just variable cloud on Monday with light snow for Tuesday. Stay with us. Entertainment is coming up next. Welcome back. Bina Pandya is here, and you really have the inside scoop on the local entertainment industry, don't you?
Yeah, we have a lot going on here in this area coming up. A Mississauga entrepreneur is making his mark in the film industry with a comical look at filmmaking. First Local's Antonio Belushi brings us a sneak peek.
Mustafa Ahmed has a lifelong passion for the movies. At age 16, he began making short films, music videos, and documentaries. Now at 22, he's launched his own film company, Silver Screen Productions, and recently completed his first feature, Art in Charge.
And so this is basically a comedy about a young pompous young pompous director who thinks she's better than everyone. And nobody gets her idea. Instead, everyone starts laughing at her because they don't take her seriously. And eventually she gets her big break and she starts to make her film. And in this film, you see the comical blunders of, what goes wrong and how things don't work out for her.
Mata Martino, the director and lead character, auditions actors for her creative masterpiece, something she calls art, not comedy.
It's a name she gave herself because she's very strong in her sense that she does art, and she only does art. And everything she does is the most artistic thing that you've ever seen, and it's this golden pinnacle of art.
After disappointing auditions and scaring her talent right out of her studio, Mata Martino attempts to express herself artistically through music and modern dance, still failing to reach her audition hopefuls. The film ends with a twist, surprising Mata Martino with her worst fear, her self-proclaimed art piece mistaken for a comedy. Creatively, Mustafa pulled from his life experiences and personal observations when writing Art in Charge.
Life is full of inspirations. The thing is, I've been observing a lot of different people, and all through school, all through work, and you see the different kinds of personalities. With this specific project, I mixed a couple of personalities together, and then that kind of got the ball rolling.
Challenging to actors, this film contains little dialogue, which forced Mustafa's actors to express themselves with body language and facial expressions.
Even throughout the auditions, when I'd given everyone the scripts, what I did with those actors during rehearsals was I gave them actual lines and actual scenarios. Then we used to act those out without the lines, so it kind of surfaced the emotion that I was trying to evoke.
For Siobhan Chin, who played Mata Martino, she was challenged with the sequence of filming, keeping mental track of her character's emotional state of mind.
As this was one of my first on-screen acting experiences, one of the big things was, because we shot it out of order, it was a matter of, okay, where am I emotionally now? And even as we were doing it, Mustafa was talking about how this scene is actually going to be after this one, and this shot's going to actually be before this one. So that was a bit of a challenge, was sort of making sure that there was emotional variety.
After enduring months of hard work with pre-production, filming, and post-production, Mustafa hopes that viewers of Art in Charge take with them a positive outlook.
I want people to leave feeling happy, feeling like they've had a good time. That's my intention.
Ahmed knows how hard it is to catch a break in the industry, and he enjoys helping others get their projects off the ground. If you have a film or documentary idea and are looking for assistance to get your project started, contact Mustafa Ahmed at Silver Screen Productions. He can be reached at 905-568-4939 or by email at mustafa_iz@yahoo.com. In Mississauga, I'm Antonio Belushi for First Local.
Now it's time to take a look at some local entertainment listings. First off, Colin James will rock the Heritage Theatre with 2 shows on Friday, January 15th at 8 p.m. and then once again on Saturday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Colin James is known for his live entertaining shows. You won't want to miss this one. Renowned jazz artist Chris Smith, along with Demo Katz, Eddie Bullen, and guest Liberty Silver will give a special concert at On the Curve at 55 City Center Drive in Mississauga. This event is sponsored by the Wave 94.7, On the Curve, Quick Copy, and Oxfam. All proceeds will go to Oxfam's relief work for the Asian tsunami disaster. And keeping in with the giving theme, Stage West Band and Crew of California Dreaming will be holding a benefit performance of California Dreaming to help the victims of the tsunami floods. Benefits from the evening will go to World Vision. Tickets are $71.06, including tax, and this includes a buffet dinner.
Welcome back. Alex Bastiovansky joins us now for a look at sports, and we're going to take a break from hockey and check in on the high school basketball
Hockey
scene.
later. We're starting off with high school hoops. Yeah, and you know, this year is looking pretty similar to 2004 for the defending ROPSA champion and OFSA quarterfinalist Father Gates Gators. Now, undefeated in Peel Region play and ranked 10th in the GTA, the Gators are once again looking like one of Mississauga's teams to beat. But hold on for a second. Hot on their heels in the South Division are an emerging power, the Glen Forest Griffins. And last night, they looked to serve notice that they're ready to hang with the big boys. Off to Glen Forest we go. The Griffins showing some spunk early on. Anton Orr working the give and go, takes the return feed, cuts inside. Good for two. Griffins up early. Gates come right back though. Kuchi Muamba from behind the arc. Good for Trey. Gators up by 6, and they add to it. Isaac Kwan dials long distance, shanks it, but John Tyndale skies for the tip in. Gates in control. The Griffins got hurt though. Jason Henry dishes for Orr with the hand in his face, doesn't matter, drops it, nice deuce. But the Gators show some bite on defense. Cameron John Proctor steal, takes the return feed, skies for 2. Gates up by 9. Okay, on to the second half. Griffins down by 15, but they never say die. Or inside, Hoop and Harm, he completes the 3-point play, but Gates just has too many weapons. Kwan again with the 3, nails it, and then Muamba with the quick hands, he steals and goes coast to coast, up for 2. Gates cruising right along. Finally, it's Proctor with the exclamation point. 3 more of his game high 28 on the fall away. The Gators take a bite out of the Griffins. They win 81-58. And continuing with hoops, a shocker in Peel Senior Boys basketball. Unfortunately, this one didn't happen on the scoreboard. Lincoln Alexander, perennial Peel powerhouse, has pulled the plug on their senior boys team for the season. No joke. Now, it's not like Lincoln was exactly tearing it up this year. After 5 games, they sat with a disappointing 1-4 record, but the reason for the team being canned apparently had nothing to do with their performance on the court. According to school officials, offenses range from lying to coaches to truancy. And the team also left a tournament last month at St. Francis Xavier following a theft from a change room. Now, with all this in mind, the school decided enough is enough, and the Lynx are no more, at least for the season. Well, over the last 3 years, he has seen it all through his mask. Central Division champions one season, a free fall in the standings the next. Ousted by Toronto in 2 consecutive playoffs and 3 different goaltending partners. Needless to say, it hasn't been an easy ride for Kevin Couture, but through it all, he's become a constant in Brampton for the net. Neil Salinas has more.
Brampton Battalion goaltender Kevin Couture has stymied OHL shooters since his debut as a rookie in 2002, when he shut out the London Knights in his OHL debut.
Oh, it was unbelievable. You know, I just came out my first game a bit nervous. I was just hoping for the win, but having a shutout it just felt unbelievable.
But Couture's rise has not been an easy one since that fateful September day. Now, the Mississauga native has missed a number of games over his career. March 14th of 2003, he suffered a concussion when he was hitting the mask with a puck. On October 30th of last season, he missed 15 games after breaking a bone in his left hand.
You know what, every time I got injured, I just came back and worked harder to get back in shape, and I knew I had a lot of ground to catch up to.
But the former St. Famille student rebounded in a big way.
Has a step to the front, he jams away at it, and Couture stayed right with him, and then Couture, a fine save off Corey Locke.
Backstopping the battalion to a first-round victory over the Ottawa 67s in last season's playoffs, highlighted by a 39-save performance in Game 7.
I'd say probably one of my final moments of this team. You know, it was a big game. I think it was one of our first Game 7s for our team history, and I think we played very well, and I knew I had to step up my game, give my team a chance to win.
But just as he was hitting his stride this season, Couture again went down with a pulled muscle and missed 2 weeks in November. Once again, he rebounded and went unbeaten in his first 4 starts back from injury. That kind of character has gained the respect of his teammates.
Kevin's one of the best goalies we've had here in Brampton. Great play. I love him in net. He's one guy who will be in the forward's face and give him a shot off the whistle. Not too many goalies do that. He stands his ground pretty good. He's dependable. He's one of the goalies who will be in there every game and give his best effort and play solid every game.
Try to keep it balanced. I don't want to play too much hockey because I might get just too exhausted from it. Yeah, I just kind of like to relax outside of hockey, hang out with some friends, some guys from the team.
The only thing that can slow Kevin Couture down is injuries. His career goals against average is one of the best in club history, and he aims to keep it that way.
If you're going to beat me, you're going to have to work your hardest and beat me with a good shot.
Zimmerman in front. Big glove save from Kevin Couture.
In Brampton, for OHL Primetime, I'm Neil Salinas.
And hockey fans, both Peel region teams can be seen on Rogers TV tonight. Mississauga travels to Barrie to take on the Colts, while Brampton hosts Jeff Carter and the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And a reminder to all viewers that both games will be tape delayed and can be seen in your region at midnight. And then on Sunday, it's an all-Peel battle as the Ice Dogs travel to the Brampton Centre to take on the Battalion. All action begins at 2 p.m. on OHL Primetime. And that's it for sports. Back to you.
All right, and that's it for this show as well. I'm Allison Anthony. On behalf of all of us here at Rogers Television, thanks for watching.
Good night.